So my neighbour Joe has brought me a box full of grapes from his vines, and there are loads. So what you got to do but break out the homebrew and all the gear and make some wine. So I'm just rinsing each of the little bunches, just rinse them off before I strip them from the stems into here. So while I've been doing this, we've had essential refreshments, which has been some spiced rum. So now I'm going to weigh these grapes, crush them a bit with a potato masher, and probably chuck in a punnet or two of blackberries that I've got in the freezer. And then you can add a bit of pectolase, if you've got it, to break down the fruit, get the maximum juice out. Now because I've got roughly a gallon of grapes and grape juice in there, we'll put one crushed campden tablet to kill off any bacteria and nasty things. So in here we've got 5 kilos, which is 11 pounds of the grapes, and there's an apple or two, a bunch of blueberries, a few blackberries, about ½ pound of raisins, 2 pounds of white sugar, and a pound of demerara sugar. Sorry I didn't get to show you the yeast before it went in, but I made a yeast starter and bunged it in there. And before I put the yeast in, I checked the specific gravity with the hydrometer here, and just to check we were in the right ballpark, which we were. Is about 1095 or something like that. Probably could do with them being a little bit more. I might feed a bit more sugar in later. Anyway, we've chucked the yeast starter in, and now it's a waiting game for a week or two. The yeast starter, I made that with a teaspoonful of sugar, the juice of an orange, about a cupful of water, and sort of dissolved all that together, and then put the yeast grains in there and left it somewhere nice and warm in the kitchen for about an hour, by which time what was in here had filled up the hole, all bubbled up. Stirred it all around and just threw it in the pot. So now we'll just leave this, we'll give it a little stir up every day or two and see how we go. And one final thought, the sugar that I put in, I made a syrup. So just maybe about a pint or so of water and a bag of sugar, stirred it all around to make a thick kind of syrup, and I added it as a syrup rather than just as sugar. You could have just chucked the sugar in and stirred it, but this is a better way. So actually one final thought, and that is that everything that went into contact with the stuff in the fermentation bin are sterilised with there's a couple of crushed up campden tablets in a litre of water there. So I've brought the fermenting grapes to a warm back room, and now I've got to stir them every day with a clean spoon. So the wine's been fermenting away for, I don't know, 10 days or so. Looks like that now. So the next job is to separate the liquid off from all of the plant material and put them into demijohns for it to settle down and clear. So the fruit pulp has been strained through this muslin cloth, and the would-be wine has been put into these demijohns. Then the sediment will settle out, and after a while we'll transfer the clearer wine into another demijohn. That's called racking, as you probably knew. And you might repeat that process until the wine is completely clear. So you want to take it off the sediment. Once there's a bit of sediment, don't leave it on the sediment, else it taints the wine. Yeah, so now it's a waiting game really, but that's pretty much it. And that's the wine that I got. So here's the finished batch of wine. There's about 8 bottles there. I'm going to put these away for, I don't know, 3 to 6 months at least, and we'll see how it goes.